public.
Oh, you mean if we vote to approve the minutes?
The public has
Yes,
to
if
be able
you-
to see anything you vote on.
No, that's not my question. I just said, is there a rule about the 20, that they have to be seen or they have to be posted 24 hours before the meeting?
Yes,
Is that part of the, I understand the agenda, but is
that
that
is the
also
law.
for the minutes as
The
well?
law. If you voting on it, it's public. It's
Well,
an
we're going to
action
vote,
item.
we can vote at the meeting, but you're not answering my question. Do they need to be posted 24 hours before the meeting?
Yes,
Okay, well, then you just answered my question. Because you said, well, you have to vote on it, but we can vote on them at the public while the meeting is in session.
no.
Tracy, you
If-
should have the link.
No, I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm Miss.
It's fine.
Tracy can't
It's
even
fine.
explain
We're
it.
good. It's fine. We're good. If the agenda has to put people on notice of what you're actually going to intend to vote on. So it has to be an item on the agenda in the first place.
You mean reading of the minutes or approval of the minutes?
Approval of the minutes, yes.
Well, I think that is on the agenda.
No,
Oh, it's not. Okay.
no.
All right.
Okay, guys, I haven't published. Let me go make sure the changes are there. Advisory committee. All right, you're good to go.
Jacinta, if we haven't sent an invitation to the Alexa Little, we need to send her an invitation, please.
Okay, and you're good to go.
All right, so the meeting is called to order at 15:09 on 6/23/26. We will have a reading of the members that are in attendance, and any comment, it should be emailed to comment@lsbme.la.gov, and as comments come
Munson?
in, Dr.
Ms.
Van
Munson?
will let us know.
Ms. Brunson, it's public comment at lsbme.la.gov.
Okay, thank you.
Public comment at lsbme.gov.
Thank you.
lsbme.la.gov. I'm sorry.
All right, I'll go through the members. Tabitha,
Hi, this is Tabitha Whip. I'm the MLTC.
Dr. Bridges,
Bridges, physician member.
Yolanda,
Yolanda, clinical laboratory sciences member.
Melissa,
Melissa Hamilton, psychology.
Larry, we didn't hear you, Larry. Can anybody hear Larry?
I can't.
Got to be able to hear you for voting. Or do a picture and wave at me. I'll move on. Nadlin,
Madeline Rito, MLT educator.
Angela,
Angela Foley, I'm an MLS educator.
I'm Gay Brunson. I represent admin. Did I miss anybody?
We have a guest, Miss Garrick from the association.
Judy, gonna introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Kay. I'm Judy Garrick. I'm the president of Louisiana Society for Clinical Laboratory Science. I was invited just because the committee has invited us to take part in the legislation of HB 1216, and I just wanted to get some more information and listen in to what's going on with that and maybe ask a few questions about the bill.
Alrighty. The first item on public session is number 1, online application verbiage regarding the requirement for documenting education and employment. I hate that Jessica's not here. She said her students are still finding there's multiple forms with the same name.
There
Do you
should
know
be
if
no
that's
paper
explained?
forms at all. If they're downloading paper forms, please tell me and we will remove them from the website tomorrow.
Okay. Patsy,
Are
do
they
you remember?
using the online application?
Yes.
Or there's only one online application for each license.
Let me find her email.
While you're doing that, I have a question. This is Angela. So has the board switched to applicants being able to download PDF documents? Because you said,
Yes.
Dr. Van, so it's on,
Yes.
it's online, it's up and running.
Yes.
Okay. Also,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Jessica said there are 2 forms for the legal name document on the LSBME website.
So it's only the legal name issue?
Yeah, there's 2 documents
Okay,
for that.
again, you said forms, online application before requiring documentation for education and employment. And now you're telling me it's not about occupation, education, employment. It's about name change.
No, I told you, she said there were 2 forms that didn't match and I didn't know what they were. Now I'm reading from her email.
Okay.
There are 2 forms for the legal name document on the LSBME website.
Okay, Miss Tracy will take care, make sure there's only one, and that will disappear when they go when they go with the preload. But again, the minutes had reflected something else, and that's why I was confused, and I apologize.
If y'all could please send me the link to the 2 forms, I'll look at them.
Okay, we'll have to ask Jessica to do that. I wasn't looking at minutes. I was looking at the agenda.
Could I ask a question?
Yes.
To Tracy?
Yes.
Now that we've done the uploading, is the specialist category showing? I thought we were going when we made the changes.
That portion is not yet finished, but yes, it's going. The intent is it's going to happen. Alan has run into some difficulty with some of the places, but it's being fixed as we talk.
Okay, thank you.
So, and I have one other question about the application process, because in the minutes from last meeting, Jessica also asked about the confusion with the gap deficiencies between high school and college and between graduating from college and employment. And did she communicate with you? She was supposed to, Dr. Van?
It is my recollection that we addressed that she sent me an email and we did talk, and we're working that because we must account for all time. Okay. If they don't work for 3 months, we want to know what they did.
Excuse me, that's not the question. She said that the students didn't necessarily understand it, and she wanted the site to have a little more clarification about what that meant.
Yeah, as we finalize the drafts, we will make sure that it is clear.
Yes.
But it's not, that process is still being done because the developers ran into some difficulty and they're fixing it.
Okay, so that's something that's still being worked on too.
Yes.
Yeah, that was all right, great.
Larry, I think you're trying to say something, but we can't hear you. Can you put it in chat?
He might have to check the microphone settings, the source microphone setting on his phone. I'm not sure.
we'll move on, and Larry, whenever you get sound, just jump in. Back on the comment that Angela made, Jessica's comments were the verbiage in the application process requiring the documentation of education and employment. Many applicants are receiving deficiencies for chronological gaps on their applications. And so that's what she was asking for clarification to make it
We'll
easier
have
for
to
them
have
to
no
understand.
gaps. We have to know everything.
She understands that, but we need to make it clear that the applicants understand exactly what we want. And apparently
Again,
that's not
when
clear.
we do the new verbiage, Ms. Susie Allen is going to be putting in explanations, and she promised me everybody should be able to understand it. She's our education director, and she's going to put it in so that language so that everybody should be able to understand it.
All right, number 2, laboratory assistant application process. Angela, do you sign off on all the laboratory assistant forms, or how do those go through?
What, you talking about Patsy?
I mean, Patsy. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Once all the documents are there, I check through all of them. I look at the competency checklist, see if it looks right. Make sure that whoever signed off on the competency checklist is appropriate. You can't have a lab assistant doing another lab assistant, things like that. I do all that before the lab assistant or any license is granted.
Okay.
All the documents are checked.
Like I said, she is not here to comment, and that was all I had, was a specific question on who signed that off. Do you find many deficiencies and problems with lab assistant applications?
Maybe are the analysts on this Zoom? Not that I know of, but maybe they get them cleared up before they get to me is what I don't know.
Do they go through, you don't know if they go through pretty fast?
Again,
I don't know.
The data would say overall, they're all new license applications are running under 25 to 20 days.
Because they don't have any tests or anything.
Right. No, they don't.
If the paperwork is in order, if the paperwork is in order, there should be no hiccups. I will say that lab assistants are where we find the majority of our Operation Restore, the restoration project. And so those,
you take a
because
little
of
longer.
they take a little bit longer because of the history, but when they have the endorsement of Operation Restoration, we are able to move them quickly. But that is one extra layer of review that we still turn around as fast as humanly possible, but one other set of eyes needs to be on it in those cases.
All right. Does anybody have any questions or anything about lab assistant applications? All right. Number 4, this is the same thing. The legal name document. We've already addressed that.
The other one was documented education and employment, and this is now again, but we've addressed it. So again,
we've addressed it. I skipped complaint investigation. Sorry about that. Number 3, laboratory complaint investigation process.
It is the same for all 15 of our license classes. We must receive a complaint. The Director of Investigations has an intake process to review that it is, in fact, appropriate to investigate that person, that we have jurisdiction. They then determine the process of investigation. The investigators begin to go in and learn what they can about the complaint, evaluate all of the issues relative to the complaint, and then they discuss it with the Director of Investigations, who makes a recommendation to either close the case or proceed on with disciplinary action. And it can be in the form of a letter of concern, which is private, a public letter of reprimand, a consent with consent order. It could require education, further training, and it could even be, if the problem is so severe at the very beginning, it could be immediate suspension.
Can I talk?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so I appreciate all that whole process. I know it's very involved. But what came up about this at our last meeting was that the committee would express concerns that there were issues that were being addressed when there were complaints, certain complaints in the laboratory involving unethical behaviors with laboratory reporting, falsifying results. And so the committee, I think the people wanted to have more input at some point in the process when it involved that type of situation with an individual.
I
And
think we can
what you
discuss that in
said,
great.
Well-
Please, Angela, I think if we're going to discuss this in detail for the satisfaction of your members, it probably should be done with legal advice in the area of an executive session.
okay, that's fine, but the minutes, when I did the minutes, what was said at the meeting by you would be that Patsy, Dr. Francis, and Ms. Wilton would develop a system for handling investigations involving complaints against lab personnel when it dealt with unacceptable behaviors like falsifying results, and that y'all would get together and develop a policy. That was what was stated at the last
But
meeting.
I would prefer to discuss it in executive session.
So-
But if
So you don't have that document ready for today?
it was deemed unnecessary by the Director of Investigations after we looked at the facts of the specific case that you all are addressing.
I'm not saying
No.
any specific case. I just meant in general, when a situation like that,
You are always consulted before the board, the Director of Investigations takes any action. In the case you're complaining about, the Director of Investigations and the Department of Investigations felt there was no need to take any action in the case.
well, that's why I think we wanted some input
Input.
to determine whether
Okay,
or
well-
not there was evidence that
Okay,
required
I'll have to-
All right,
further
well, that's-
investigation.
In all fairness, Angela, we can have a more fulsome discussion about this in executive session. But respectfully, I will say for everybody, that would be a departure for all of our other advisory committees. They do not get in the middle of the investigations process. They are consulted when adverse action is recommended by the DOI for
Okay,
their
all right.
additional input.
I'll throw up the white flag. Okay. It's fine.
All right, number 5, legislative update.
Excuse me. My dog is barking. I apologize. The doorbell's ringing and I'm not going to answer it. The legislative update, particularly addressing the clinical laboratory personnel bill to change the nomenclature, got out of the House with a compromise with Johnny Koch and the AAB and had an 89% chance at that point of becoming law. It went to the Senate, and without any discussion, the senators felt that the position of one of the senators about us of not wanting it to be passed should be honored. Despite explanation that he was reading the wrong thing by Patsy, that he was reading the wrong thing by a very fine representative that was carrying the bill for us, and my trying to explain it to him, he was intransigent. He did not want it, and so the bill was deferred. Our representative that was handling it worked behind the scenes after that to try and get it back on the agenda. And the Senate was very close to adding it to the agenda again, but that particular senator did not want it heard and claimed that people from his district in the field of clinical lab had contacted him and did not think the bill should pass. So we think maybe it's a combination of that and Johnny Koch working behind the scenes in a less than reputable manner, but who knows what went on, because you probably will never know. But at that point, once the bill was deferred involuntarily, we tried to resurrect it, and we got very close, but that particular senator did not want to resurrect it, so it was done.
So
Hey,
I guess,
you're muted, Gay.
Sorry. You don't have any other discussion as far as your plans of what our plans are going forward?
Well, I think honestly, at this point, since it's really the only people who publicly said anything were Patsy, myself, and the representative, I think, and I've talked to Ms. Garrick and we've had some preliminary discussions. I think the association needs to get actively involved. We will help them draft a bill. I think they need to get a lobbyist to get that bill carried for them and ring some ears. And because remember that the board cannot lobby, it can only give information. And unfortunately, there were only opposition. There were only people there in opposition, and they didn't even speak because it was deferred. There was nobody other than Patsy, myself, and the representative that spoke for the bill.
Yeah,
So
I think
this is Judy. So that's why I'm on the call, because Dr. Collada reached out to the organization to see if we'd be willing to get involved in this. And I am in the early stages of gathering information and trying to get a summary of this bill and the changes that are involved so that I can present it to the board of LSCLS so that they can decide if we should get involved and do a grassroots effort to get this bill passed. But my question for Dr. Collada, I am told that odd number years, which is 2027, are usually tax bill years. Is this, y'all wanting to present this again in 2027 or 2028?
Okay, if there's a consensus promptly, Ms. Garrick, that we can get this done because every legislator in a fiscal session has the ability to put up 5 and only 5 non-fiscal bills. So I've got to get somebody to commit very early. And the president has directed me that we will expend no more political capital on this if the association doesn't want to work to get it done.
Okay, so we can present it in 2027.
But I need to get early because if I wait too late, everybody will have their 5 bills and there'll be nobody to carry.
Right. Okay. All right.
And I think that, Judy, if we can get a grassroots effort like this to explain to the senators and representatives that 99% of the changes are terminology, like changing medical technologist to medical laboratory scientist, and getting rid of words that are bad grammar.
and also things that are not true, like that let MLTs about supervisory stuff and stuff. Well, lab assistants could do high complexity testing. Not that
the meat of the licensure has not changed since it was originally written.
Well, there is the change with the temporary license that at our spring meeting was brought up and was not met favorably with most of the educators, that the temporary license is not going to be offered any longer for new graduates who have not been able to get their board certification. So I'm not sure that
that's not our change. That did not come from this committee. That's come from the LSBME, from the board. Okay. Overall. So we fought that. That is not from us. We are employers and totally understand the problem of people graduating and not being able to work for 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
But the law, that has been changed without the law even being changed. The LSBME got rid of temporary licenses for all professions, for all of the medical
it's done.
Things that they're licensing, licensed professions under them.
So there's no negotiation about this temporary license.
Nope.
That's a done deal with them. It's been going on
already
about a year.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue gathering information, and hopefully in the next month I will meet with the board and be able to do a presentation about this so they can vote on whether we should get involved or not.
So Judy, I recently sent Patsy the original law with all of the marked up changes. So you could, did she send?
Yes, I received that, I think yesterday or the day before, yes, and I'm sharing it with.
She asked me, yes. And so then
Right.
you can compare what we revised and edited and changed to what the new law says. And then, of course, the bill reflects that.
Right, I'm just trying to get it into plain language that, the board of LSCLS can understand without all the legalese that confuses a lot of people, including me. So I'm just trying to get a presentation that I can present to the board that they will understand exactly what this bill is, so we can decide if we're going to get behind it or not.
Good luck. We worked on this for about 8 years.
I understand. I know. I've heard that, and I appreciate the hard work you've all put into
No,
it.
but it is hard to explain.
It is complicated, yeah.
It's
Right, and I just would like to try to
Good.
decomplicate it a little bit, just so that when I do the presentation, I'm
Yeah,
comfortable in what I'm saying, and they will understand and can base their judgment on an
absolutely.
accurate description of what's going on here.
Yes, yes.
So that's where we are.
Okay.
Any other discussion for that?
So one other thing about reducing the fees are in this revised version is the fees are going down.
They were.
Why? Why did we do that?
I'll discuss that in executive session.
Okay.
If someone could tell me the reasoning from outside the executive session, I'd appreciate it. Because doesn't that add another layer that it has to go through the appropriations committee if there's the money involved changes? Which is just another layer of, needing to get
It has the potential to do that, and if we go next year, we won't have any fee change at all.
Okay.
So the fees, the original fees will be reinstated if we resubmit the bill.
The fees that are currently in place will not be unchanged. They'll be unchanged.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, the last item on our agenda on public session is this company, MedCA, request for approval as a certification provider for phlebotomy. Who has that information?
Patsy?
Essentially, I didn't think about posting that.
It's in the shared folder.
Okay. Well, this group wants to be approved as a provider of certification for phlebotomist. And there's a fairly long list of providers, and their credentials look good. I ask them questions. Dr. Van posed questions to them. From the way it sounds to me, it looked like it looked well done. I mean, I can't tell. I haven't seen the test itself, but they are like accredited. They are approved in several states, mostly in the Northeast, but in some other states as well. I don't remember which ones exactly, but they just want to get approved by the board as a certification exam. And I believe there's another one that has approached us, but I don't know that one didn't come to me. So
Now, my question to you is, why do we need another one?
we don't.
We could be setting ourselves up for problems in the future by adding another one, but it's up to you all, obviously, to make the recommendation and the board to make the final decision. If we've got one that's doing a good job, why do we need another one? Is it a cost factor?
I don't even know what they charge. The ones we have, there's like NHA, NCCT, there's a phlebotomy. There are about 3 that are most commonly used. I mean, we really don't need any more as far as I'm concerned. I mean, um, we've got plenty. I think we've got enough and they're good. And they respond to us quickly and I don't have any trouble with them.
Now, that'll be our call, ladies and gentlemen.
How about we table this and all the committee can do further investigation on it? And if anyone wants to bring it before the group again, we can do that later. That all right? Any of you educators, do y'all have anyone using this, trying to use this?
No, I'm not familiar with that company.
Okay. I'd say we don't take any action on it at this time. We have in the next thing on the agenda is executive session. We do not have any investigative matters. Do we have a need to go into executive session?
Well, maybe we could go to discuss the fee situation. Dr. Fan said we should discuss that in executive session, or maybe I don't want to. I don't know. Since it's such a short meeting.
Wasn't there something else we were going to discuss?
I think he said, was it the
There was something
investigative
else.
process, the investigative?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And can I bring up one other thing that actually was under another item of the agenda? It had to do with the application process. There was I know Jessica's not here. There was another thing that she brought up about the link to the Drug Screen Privacy Act document. And she asked or requested that it be made easier to access. Was that done?
It is in the process of being done as we move to
Okay,
the.
that's another
It's
thing.
not,
All right,
it's not been done yet because we're trying to keep from doing multiple things 3 times.
I get it. Okay, I just had it there. Thought I'd bring it up while we were in the meeting. Yeah.
It sounds like the investigative process for us is exactly like all the other licensee, all the other license divisions.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I said if that's the standard, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
And then there was one other thing with a high school equivalency. It didn't get put on this agenda, but I think that maybe Ms. Wilton and Patsy were going to get together and develop a rubric.
Yeah, so last meeting you all approved all of the elements for it.
Yes.
And very honestly, I did not actually prepare the little form yet. That is my bad, and I do apologize. Thankfully or unthankfully, we didn't have any that came up in between then and now,
Yeah.
so I hadn't had it on the top of my head, but I have promised Patsy that I will get it done in the next couple of days and give it to her, and once she says okay, it can go to the analysts for use, and obviously we'll share it with you all too. But you approved all of the elements and what you wanted in it,
Right.
so it's just a question of me putting it in a checklist format, and I promise you I will do that in the next couple of days.
Okay.
Good.
Dr. Van, do you have a reason for us to go to executive session?
Only if you desire it. I have none.
Can I vote that we go into executive session?
Make a
You
motion.
can move.
I motion that we go into executive session.
Do I have a second?
We have to say what for.
Right.
Well, to discuss the fee situation.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Well, wait, in what respect? Do you need legal advice about the fees issue?
Dr. Van
Because
had said
that's
he
not-
wouldn't discuss it except in executive session.
Okay, I'm gonna assume that he meant you might want to have discussions about the legal considerations in bringing it et cetera. So that's a valid reason to go into executive session. If we get into the discussion and it doesn't appear to fit that rubric, then we'll have to come back out and finish up in public.
What? Okay.
All right, do we have a second?
If we don't have a second, we won't do it.
Going once, going twice. I need a second to go into executive session to discuss the legal aspects of the fee change.
This is Madeline. I'll second it.
Okay. So that is Angela and Nadlin. All those in favor of going into executive session, say aye.
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 Aye. I think it passed.
Well, you can ask for anybody opposed, I guess.
Are
Any
there
opposed? Yeah.
any opposed? Okay. So once they get us moved over into executive session, we'll move along.
Okay, you should be able to hit the join button.
All right, we received the legal advice we desired, and there's no need to take any action of any sort. That clears our agenda. I would entertain someone making a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Who was that? Tabitha?
Tabitha.
Angela made a motion, Tabitha second. All those in favor, well, we will,
Aye.
Aye.
we'll email about the next meeting. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Gay. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm checking out too.